The Founding Fathers and Son, George Washington through John Quincy Adams, 1789 to 1829. This group founded America, the first democracy since Athens in 400 BC. This initial period covers 30 years from 1789 until the last left office in 1829 to the great frontiersman Andy Jackson, a man of a totally different experience and perspective. Jackson was our first president from what was then thought of as the West. Also, the first 6 presidents had extensive foreign affairs experience dealing with the British, French, and to a lesser extent other countries worldwide. The next ones did not, with our more recent ones having almost no foreign experience at all before serving as president. First, George Washington, 1789 to 1797. Discipline is the soul of an army. Labor to keep alive in your breast that little spark of celestial fire called conscience. In a school book. Associate yourself with men of quality if you esteem your own reputation. It is better to be alone than in bad company. 1747. There is nothing so likely to produce peace as to be well prepared to beat an enemy. 1780. Be courteous to all, but intimate with few. 1783. True friendship is a plant of slow growth, and must undergo and withstand the shocks of adversity before it is entitled to be called so. 1783. The least formally educated of this group said, I conceive that a knowledge of books is the basis on which all other knowledge rests. 1789. I walk on untrodden ground. 1790. No taxes can be devised which are not more or less inconvenient and unpleasant. 1796. Second, John Adams, 1797 to 1801. Great is the guilt of an unnecessary war. Liberty cannot be preserved without general knowledge among the people. 1765. Let us dare to read, think, speak, and write. 1765. July 4th ought to be commemorated as the Day of Deliverance. 1776. While all other sciences have advanced, that of government is at a standstill. 1813. Without virtue, there can be no political liberty. 1819. Third, Thomas Jefferson, 1801 to 1809. It does me no injury for my neighbor to say there are 20 gods or no God. 1781. A strong body makes the mind strong. 1785. If were left up to me to decide whether to have a government without newspapers or newspapers without government, I would prefer the latter. 1787. It is part of the American character to consider nothing desperate. 1787. The execution of the laws is more important than the making of them. 1789. If I could not go to heaven but with a party, I would not go there. 1789. The happiest moments of my life have been the few which I have passed at home in the bosom of my family. 1790. We are not to expect to be translated from despotism to liberty in a feather bed. 1790. I know well that no man will ever bring out of that office the reputation which carries him into it. 1796. The second office of the government is honorable and easy. The first is but a splendid misery. 1797. Agriculture, manufactures, commerce, and navigation, the 4 pillars of our prosperity, are the most thriving when left to individual enterprise. 1801. Knowledge is power, safety, and happiness. 1804.